All right, so the next speaker I have, I was really concerned about getting the pronunciation right. Jan?
Yes.
Perfect, there you go. So we have Jan Peters from the Mindcurv. He's a technical lead at Mindcurv. He's here to speak about building a cloud-only IoT robotics fleet management and app marketplace using AWS IOT, serverless, and commerce tools. Coming all the way from Germany, only exclusively for this event. Can we have a really, really loud round of applause for Jan?
Yeah, okay, good. And let me quickly set this up. So let me first of all say what an amazing keynote that was. I couldn't agree more with almost everything that was said. All the time I was thinking how I could get a good tie-in into the presentation, but there's just so many things. First of all, I'm very happy to be here, as I said, all the way from Germany. I represent Mindcurv, as was announced. We are a sponsor. You might have seen our booth outside. I'm here today to basically talk about Mindcurv and about Franca World, the title that you've heard. It's a mouthful. Basically, I will give a quick overview of what it is that we're doing there. Quick show of hands maybe here. Who has worked with IoT? Anyone? See a hand there? Yeah, break. Okay, another show of hands. Who would think that working with IoT would be a cool thing to do? Anyone interested in working with IoT? Okay, then this is the right event. About me, I've joined. Microphone? Okay. I joined with Mindcurv about 2 years ago, and I've been working mostly exclusively on the Franca project. I've been a web developer for almost 10 years. I've done everything from hybrid web apps to basically operations, and I'm also a machine learning enthusiast, which might come in handy in the Franca project in the future. So about Mindcurv, you know what they say, picture is worth 1,000 words, so I will have actually some moving pictures in a minute. But let me start off by saying that we are an AWS advanced consulting partner. So that is also one of the reasons why we're here. We work very closely with AWS and the tech stack provided by AWS, and obviously that is one of the reasons why we're here. So let's have a look at the video that we prepared for you. With sound. Okay. Some quick impressions. Basically, the important thing to take away from this is that we're a great place to work, and if you want to know about it, we have a booth outside. You can come talk to any of the people that we have at this event. We're here with a great team. You'll recognize us by the polo shirts, so if you have any questions or want to get in touch, just come talk to us. Few words to regarding our philosophy with how we do business. So one of the important things is that we are a partner for our customers for both digital experience and cloud infrastructure. So those are the two main pillars that we build our business on. And also we support our customers in maturing their business through the whole life cycle from end to end, basically from planning through architecting, implementing, operating, and then also evolving the business. Our main motto is create, manage, evolve. You will find it at the booth. You saw it in the video. It boils down to these 3 steps. And we also have a very convoluted slide, but if we just take a look at the first track, business experience technology, that's basically building platforms, building shops, building experiences for customers to really interact, to buy things, if we look at commerce. And then the second track that we have is actually the operations and infrastructure track, and you can see create, manage, evolve is really reflected in the foundation, in the DNA of our company. So applying this process to a project, it's really something that takes some time, takes some getting used to, and I joined Mindcurv only 2 years ago. We've been active for much longer than that. We have had a lot of projects, especially on AWS. As you've seen, we are a partner. Franca is also run on AWS. It is both a marketplace and an IoT device management platform. So it is an integrated system that ties in and extends the functionality of an IoT device. First, let's have a quick look at the customer for which we're building this platform. Franca Amica, it's a German company. They are the developer of the Panda robot. Some of you might have seen that there is a robot actually on site. If you haven't seen it, once you leave the room here, come to our booth, check it out. It's a very cool device. Franca is really, their aim is to redefine how we think about robotics. So if you think about robotics today, maybe some of you will think about automotive processes, big robots that are operating in cages away from humans, very expensive, huge investment. So Franca really, they tried to challenge that idea. They tried to really throw away all of the existing knowledge, so to speak, that was accepted in the industry. And they have received the Deutsche Zukunftspreis, which is the German Future Award that is, was given to them by the President of Germany for their innovations. And let's have a look at why they got this award. So what they are selling is, first of all, the robot, but the robot alone wouldn't be of much use. So in order to really revolutionize how you think about robotics, you also have a front end with which to operate on the robot. So if you take a closer look, the robot, obviously, it has several joints. It has really a magnificent piece of machinery, but we're here for the technology. So in order to make the robot do anything, you have a front end, you have certain skills that the robot can do, and you basically have a drag and drop interface to build a sequence of skills, and then you teach the robot. For example, you might have a skill to move somewhere, so you drag and drop a move skill into your sequence of actions. You configure that by basically moving the robot around, telling it where to go, and then the robot learns it and can reproduce it over and over again. There's a lot of flexibility in there. You can configure the amount of force that exerted, the speed with which the robot operates. So it's really, it offers a lot of flexibility. There's no set process that you need to adhere to, so you configure the robot to do what you want it to do, and not the other way around. You don't build your process around the robot, but rather the robot is supporting you in achieving the goal that you want. But the robot alone, while while already very innovative and very flexible, that wasn't enough for Franca to really say, okay, this is really revolutionary. While it might be groundbreaking, they thought in order to really permeate a lot of businesses that are not using robotics today, and to open up new markets, new use cases, we really need something more. And for them, that was the ability to not only interact with the robot on site, but to have a platform on which you can basically manage a whole fleet of robots. Right? It's not about teaching one robot to do a thing, but you maybe have a factory full of robots. You have an assembly line where there's hundreds of robots maybe, and you don't want to program each robot individually. So what they thought would be a good idea is to really have a platform that allows you to automate these things, or at least to make it easier compared to going to each robot. And this is what's called Franca World, and this is the product that we as Mindcurv are building and helping to evolve for Franca. We use AWS Commerce Tools and use Storefront in this project. We have a really high-level overview, as I already alluded to. It aims to simplify the usage and the integration of the Panda in the business process. It extends the functionality of the Panda, so they think of the Panda not only as a device, but also as a thing that exists in the digital space, right? So it's not only a piece of hardware, but it's also a piece of software that kind of ties in together. The platform is designed to speed up everything from setting up the Panda to teaching it what it needs to do, and it's under ongoing development. So there's a lot of things that Franca wants to do with this platform that they even haven't gotten to. So this is, over the next couple months and years, there will be a lot to come. If we take a really high-level overview at the stack that we have, of course we have certain entry points to the platform that we run on AWS. We use API Gateway, we use Cognito, we use CloudFront and IoT for the access to the system. We have persistence in S3, IoT, and DynamoDB, and our core logic is a couple of ECS containers, but mostly Lambda functions. So there's a lot of functions that basically tie state change together. Some of you are, I assume mostly all of you are familiar if you're here, that you can use Lambda functions and you have triggers from, let's say, IoT. If the state of the device changes, you can react to that. And then based on these state changes, we basically update all the parts that need updating in the system. We use a cache basically for speeding up several accesses in the front end, and obviously we use CloudFront, CloudWatch to monitor the whole thing, to keep track of the logs and the metrics of the system. The actual architecture then, this is still simplified, it's much more complex than that, but also we have external systems. I was mentioning commerce tools, so that is an external system that basically communicates with the platform communicates with the system. It's a commerce backend where we do order management, where we do exports to the SAP system of the customer so that it ties in with their existing use cases. There's a lot of stuff going on, so if you have any questions regarding that, you can find us at the booth. You can ask any question you want right then and there. Just a quick look at what the platform looks like. So this is the shop. This is one of the apps. You might recognize that this is one of the icons that we saw earlier. So the robot ships in the base version without any apps. You buy licenses for these apps. And then you have a management interface where you can see all of your devices. You see if they're online or not, if there are updates available, basically everything that you would expect. And on the individual device, then you have the ability to assign the apps that you purchased to the device if you have licenses for it. You can unassign licenses from a device, assign it to another device if you need to run a task on a different robot. So that's on a very high level what you can do currently on the platform, but as I said, there's more things to come. So thinking of the assembly line, there might be a use case where you teach a robot a task. Maybe a researcher in London teaches the robot to do something, and then you just deploy it to a factory line in China in an instant. As I said, come with us at the booth if there's any questions, if there's anything that you want to know, if you just want to get in touch, say hello. We're happy to see you. So thanks from Mindcurv, thanks from my side.